Let's set the scene. Picture a home office that's less inspiration board and more crime scene. Empty coffee mugs, at least 2 shriveled cacti, and a cat named Beyoncé pawing at my keyboard. That's me, Max, desperately Googling how to make my resume less sad. My last cover letter started with, "I am a responsible adult," which is how you know I'm lying. I needed help. Preferably from something that wouldn't judge my pajama pants. Enter AI Resume Wizard 5000. Optimize your career prospects with cutting-edge machine learning, the ad said. It looked trustworthy. I mean, it had a little robot mascot and everything. Surely this was the answer, right? I uploaded my resume, hit enhance, and watched as my humble list of odd jobs morphed into something spectacular. Suddenly, I was an enterprise cloud synergist. I'd led cross-functional innovation task forces and scaled agile disruption frameworks. I had no idea what any of it meant. Within minutes, my resume was unrecognizable. I'd gone from babysitter to pediatric operations manager. Even Beyoncé got a shout-out. Coordinated team morale initiatives. Feline assisted. I know I should have been suspicious, but it was just so shiny. With my new AI-crafted masterpiece, I felt invincible, or at least invincible adjacent. I hit send on every job posting in a 30-mile radius. What could possibly go wrong? The next morning, my inbox exploded. "We're talking digital fireworks. Congratulations, Max. Immediate interview request. We've never seen a candidate like you." Maybe because I don't exist, I thought. Apparently, Chief Synergy Officer is a hot ticket item. Beyoncé seemed unimpressed and continued chewing on a USB cable. Suddenly, a recruiter named Chad pinged me on LinkedIn. "Your background in quantum blockchain solutions is fascinating," Chad wrote. I had to Google half those words. Did I work with quantum anything? Maybe with my coffee machine? Meanwhile, another recruiter asked if I could bring the same AI-driven excellence to their team. I started to sweat. Was this how imposter syndrome felt? Or was I allergic to jargon? My phone rang. It was Sasha from Human Resources. "Max, we'd love to have you for a video interview. In 20 minutes. My heart did a cartwheel. I wasn't ready. The only thing AI hadn't optimized was my ability to function under pressure. Beyoncé, sensing my panic, napped on my resume for moral support. I considered canceling, but my dignity had already left the chat. Instead, I threw on a blazer over pajamas, dabbed on some dry shampoo, and tried to look like someone who scaled frameworks on purpose. The video call started with a beep. Suddenly, I was staring at 3 people in matching company hoodies. One of them had Agile Evangelist in his Zoom name. My first thought, is that a real job or a new indie band? The interviewers seemed excited, too excited. "Max, your resume blew us away," said Sasha, beaming. "We've never seen someone with such multi-platform disruptiveness." I nodded sagely, trying to look like someone who disrupts things on platforms all the time. "Well, synergy is really just the beginning," I said. I had no idea what that meant, but it sounded good. Chad jumped in with, "Can you tell us more about your work scaling predictive blockchain paradigms in Upper Sorbian markets?" I froze. Was Upper Sorbian a place? A software? An IKEA shelf? Beyoncé chose that moment to leap onto the desk, her tail waving on camera. Yes, Upper Sorbian. That was a real game changer, I bluffed while nudging the cat off my keyboard. We had to think outside the blockchain. I prayed that was a thing people said. They all nodded, scribbling furiously. Had I just invented new tech or new geography? I was in full performance mode now. The questions kept coming, each more bewildering than the last. How did you leverage your AI-based vertical innovation matrix to maximize cross-sectoral ROI? Asked the woman in the corner. For all I know, she could have been speaking Klingon. I leaned forward with fake confidence. Well, it's all about empowering micro-decision nodes, I declared. Once you optimize the matrix with holistic cloud empowerment, the ROI just verticalizes itself. I smiled, hoping the Wi-Fi would cut out before they noticed I was talking nonsense. Beyoncé began gnawing on the mouse. Appropriate. The panel looked impressed. Brilliant, muttered Chad. We've been struggling to verticalize our ROI for ages. I nodded, as if I too had wrestled with stubborn verticals in my day. The questions kept coming about agile sprints, digital twins, something called hyper-collaborative paradigms. I invented answers with the boldness of a toddler reciting Shakespeare. By the end, I was sweating, but apparently I'd just redefined innovation. I wondered, was everyone else making this up too?
Then came the curveball. Our international clients require some language flexibility. You mentioned Upper Sorbian proficiency on your resume, Sasha asked hopefully. I paused. My brain went totally blank. I'd never even heard of Upper Sorbian before AI Resume Wizard 5000 decided I was fluent. But, you know, Max doesn't back down. I sat up straight, channeled my inner Eastern European game show host, and launched into a string of syllables. Dobro zdravím, kompot plazmový synergizovat, vezmeš digitální kočka do cloudová kancelář? I even threw in a little eyebrow wiggle for emphasis. Beyoncé, as if on cue, may I wed? The panel looked awestruck. That's the most authentic Upper Sorbian we've ever heard, said Chad. Truly native. Sasha wiped away a tear. My grandmother would be so proud. I smiled politely, not really sure if I'd just cursed at their ancestors or, offered them a fruit salad. I made a mental note to Google Upper Sorbian, or maybe just never speak it again.
A week later, an offer letter arrived. Welcome, Max. You're our new chief innovation strategist. Also, there was this box of company swag, hoodie, water bottle, and a stress ball shaped like a blockchain. My cat immediately claimed the hoodie. I claimed the stress ball. Honestly, I had no idea what my job actually entailed, but apparently, I was a legend in the making. My first day was just a blur of onboarding videos and Slack messages with way more emojis than actual words. Synergize with the disruptors. One message read. Someone else just sent a gif of a raccoon typing. I spent most of the day trying to figure out if cloud-based empowerment was some sort of software or, I don't know, a motivational seminar. Beyoncé joined every video call, which only increased my mystique. Lunch was delivered to my door by a drone. It tried to give me a high five. I missed and almost spilled soup on my contract. No one seemed to notice. I was officially a corporate superstar, or at least I had the hoodie to prove it. Within a month, things got weirder. My boss emailed, Max, your feline-assisted morale initiatives are a hit. Can Beyoncé join the Diversity Council? Before I could even object, Beyoncé was promoted to Chief Feline Officer. Her only job? Sit in the background of my Zooms and occasionally look majestic. Meanwhile, I was invited to lead a synergy hackathon. I had no idea what that actually meant, so I just brought brownies and suggested we brainstorm outside the blockchain. My team cheered. Someone nominated me for Employee of the Month. For a presentation, I made a pie chart entirely out of cat photos. Nobody questioned it. At happy hour, someone asked about my Upper Sorbian blockchain deployment. I improvised another round of gibberish. Vizvat synergy, kompot disruptovat. They clapped. Beyoncé yawned regally. If this was corporate life, I was thriving. Or at least, I was very well fed. It didn't take long to realize I wasn't the only imposter. During coffee breaks, colleagues confessed, I asked ChatGPT for my cover letter, one whispered. I don't know what agile means. I just say stand up a lot, admitted another. Our CFO once used Google Translate to fake Swedish in a meeting. The office buzzwords bounced around like beach balls. Pivot the paradigm. Elevate the touch point. Maximize digital empathy. We all nodded, not daring to admit we had no idea what we were maximizing or why. Even the CEO once winked and said, fake it till you make it, right? My confidence grew. If everyone else was winging it, maybe I was actually ahead. Beyoncé continued to rise through the ranks. Someone started a rumor she could code in Python. No one questioned it. I'd gone from lost job seeker to accidental corporate legend, all thanks to a robot and a house cat. So what's the moral of my tale? Maybe it's this. In today's corporate world, everyone's just faking it. With a little help from AI, Google, and, if you're lucky, a charismatic pet. The jargon is nonsense, the job titles are made up, and most meetings could honestly be replaced by a cat video. Yet somehow, the world keeps spinning. If AI can turn me, Max, the world's most confused job seeker, into a chief innovation strategist, just imagine what it can do for you. Just be ready to improvise a little Upper Sorbian, and always keep a cat nearby for morale. So go forth, dear reader. Polish your resume, speak with bold confidence, and never let the robots have all the fun.